is its charge?
It's a first-degree felony, Your
First,
Honor.
why did I think? All right, sir, your name?
Listen,
All right, Mr. Simmons, I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You're here on one count of sexual battery on a person over 18 by a person over 18. I don't believe, he's not entitled to, is he entitled to a bond? He is, okay. State, do you have a position as to appropriate bond? I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there's probable cause.
A specific amount, Your Honor, I do not. I would, however, ask you to take note of his history, including his last conviction, which was in November of last year for indecent exposure. There's also a conviction for lewd and lascivious behavior, Your Honor.
All right, I did review that. All right. Based on the history, based on the nature of these offenses, I'm going to set bond at $250,000. Order no contact, the alleged victim, and a no return to the 7-Eleven, I believe. All right. And I appointed the PD, correct? Yeah, all right. All right, this is 2020 CT 904AW. This is an in-jail arraignment. Sir, your name?
good afternoon. Charlie Charles.
All right, Mr. Charles, you're here for an arraignment. The Office of the Public Defender has been previously appointed. I believe this is a VOP for DUI.
I'll enter denial.
All right, so the enter denial of the VOP. Your next court date will be? All right, your next court date will be February 6th at 9 o'clock, okay? All right, good luck. All right, 2022 MM236AE. Sir, your name? What's your name? James Houston. What happened to Michael Van Brown? He mental health? I had Michael Van Brown. That's okay. We'll do this, Mr. Houston. All right, Mr. Houston. You're here in 2023 MM222AO, one count of resisting officer without violence. You've been previously, you're already represented by the Office of the Public Defender. He's got 80 days in. What are we doing with this one?
Sorry.
The offer from the state was an adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
I don't see it. Houston H.
Yep.
There it is. He might be on probation right now, and I see there might be a pending case, so we're gonna enter not guilty plea.
All right. Well, enter not guilty plea. Your next court date will be?
February the 13th at 8:30 in courtroom 6C.
All right. Okay.
Did Christy Nelson bond? Christy Nelson, she bonded out? Thank you.
All right, sir, your name? Your name?
Van Michael Brown.
Van Michael Brown. All right, you have two cases, 2022 MM236AE and 2022 MM6566AO. In 236AE, it's one count of harassing telephone calls. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in that case. What are we doing with that one?
I'll enter not guilty pleas in both cases.
All right. Also appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in 2022 MM6566AO. In that case, it's one count of trespass in an occupied structure. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. Harassing telephone calls is a second-degree misdemeanor. We're into not guilty pleas in each case. Are they in same divisions or separate divisions?
Hey, you're on, right?
Hold up.
Came in from Pennsylvania. I ain't been in Florida for a year.
Well, today's just your arraignment. I'm just telling you what you're charged with.
Yeah,
Down to your case numbers, it's a first degree
come
misdemeanor.
back here.
What's that?
I come back to Florida, I ain't been here in a year.
Okay, well,
And tell the state attorney's office, I'm in love with a woman's in love with me, and she works in the
Sir,
state
listen.
attorney's office.
listen,
I don't want, that's why I come back. Okay, okay,
sir, listen.
I'll be quiet.
Yeah,
So,
well, it's usually a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you, next court date in 236, I'm not gonna consolidate them at this time. It doesn't seem like they're related to the extent that they need to be consolidated, but if PD wants to file appropriate motion, they can do that. But in 236AE, when's the next court date?
Pretrial conference date will be February the 3rd at 9:30 in courtroom 7C.
All right? And then 6566AO?
Pretrial conference date will be February the 2nd at 8:45 in courtroom 4B.
All right. All right, good luck to you, sir.
thank
Yep.
you, sir, yes.
All right, this is 2023 MM219AO. Sir, your name?
Gene Ananias.
All right. Is your first name Gene or last name?
The first name is the last name is Gene. The first name is Ananias.
All right, just making sure we have it right. All right, you're here for an arraignment today. It's one count of battery. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. State, is there an offer in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so we're going to enter a not guilty plea. You're going to get a court date downtown.
Pretrial conference date will be February the 9th at 1:30 in courtroom 12C.
All right, so that's your next court date. You have an attorney appointed to represent you, so good luck to you, sir. All right? All right, 2022 MM8737. Ma'am, your name?
Dominique McNutt, sir.
Is it Dominique with an M as in Mary or Dominique with an
It's
N as in
Dominique
Name?
with an M, sir.
With an M?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll get that fixed because I'm showing it with an M.
Domonique.
Gotcha. All right. All right, you're here on one count of trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. The Public Defender's Office has already been appointed to represent you. What are we doing with this one?
And my client is gonna enter a no contest plea. I can't find the plea form I had previously done.
The offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven located at 4900 North Lane. There's also a cost of investigation of $50 to the Orlando Police Department.
That was 4900 North Lane.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's in Orlando.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. McNutt, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard what the state attorney had to say and what your attorney had to say. Is that your understanding of what's happening here today?
I understand, definitely, sir.
Okay, just making sure. Deputy's handed me a plea form. Did you have the chance to go over the plea form with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
All right, you understand that by resolving your case here today, there's not going to be a trial and that you're waiving the rights listed at the top of the plea form?
Definitely understand.
All right, you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that's affecting your ability to understand what's happening here today?
Sir, I haven't had anything to drink.
All right. Are you on probation for any other offense?
No, ma'am. No, sir.
Oh, sorry, been called worse. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen to plead, this offense will subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, do you understand if you've ever been convicted of a sexually motivated or sexually violent offense, to plead this offense could subject you to involuntary civil commitment?
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right. All right, so to the trespass, it's a no contest plea? Correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right. We'll accept the no contest plea, we'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 19 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 19 that you've already served, so you'll be released as it relates to this charge today.
Yes, sir.
I'm also going to order that you do not return to the 7-Eleven
Okay.
at 4900 North Lane, Orlando, Florida. There's also a cost of investigation of $50 to the Orlando Police Department, plus court costs. I'll give you 1 year from the date of your release to take care of the financial obligations or be on a payment plan making regular payments, okay?
Ask a question?
Yep.
Can I go home today?
You're going to be released as it relates to this charge today. That's all I can promise you.
No
Okay.
charges. I do think you have a pending case, but call your attorney.
Okay, so can I,
It looks like this is the only case, and yes,
yeah,
make sure the jail. can roll back.
oh,
Okay?
so I'll go home.
You too.
All right, the next case, 2023 MM250AO. Sir, your name?
Perez Cave, Brian Perez Cave.
All right. You're here for an arraignment. The Office of the Public Defender has been previously appointed to represent you, so you have an attorney. You're here for an arraignment on one count of petty theft of $100 or more. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. What are we doing with this one?
Enter a no contest plea.
All right.
Offer from the state is an adjudication of guilt. Credit time served, no return to Quicksilver, located at 4951 International Drive. There's also a cost of investigation of $81.03 to Orlando Police Department.
What was it? It was International Drive. What was the street number?
4951.
4951. Okay. All right, so you heard what, you heard what your attorney had to say. That's you understand what's happening here today?
Yes.
All right, there's a plea form in front of you. Do you have the chance to read the plea form?
Yes.
All right. You understand that by resolving your case here today, there's not going to be a trial and you're waiving the rights that are listed at the top of the plea form? All right.
Yes.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of this offense will subject you to deportation.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Are you on probation for any other offense?
No.
You understand that if you are on probation for a separate offense, a plea to this offense might be used to violate that probation?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand if you're not, or if you've ever been convicted of a sexually motivated or sexually violent offense, a plea to this offense could subject you to involuntary civil commitment?
Yes, sir.
All right. You under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that's affecting your ability to understand what's happening here today?
No, sir.
Did anyone threaten you or coerce you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
All right, and it was a no contest plea?
Yes.
All right. We'll accept the no contest plea. We'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 44 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 44 days that you've already served, so you'll be released as it relates to this charge today. We'll also assess court costs and the cost of investigation of $81.03
That's it.
to the Orlando Police Department.
But
I'll give you 1 year from the date of your release to take care of the financial obligations or to be on a payment plan with the clerk's office making regular payments, okay?
okay, thank you, sir.
All right, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence. You have to step outside, okay? All right, 2023 MM000223AO. Sir, your name?
Randy Lee Phillips.
All right, Mr. Phillips, you've been, the Office of the Public Defender has been previously appointed to represent you. You're here for an arraignment, one count of petty theft. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. What are we doing with this one?
Your Honor, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea.
All right?
Pretrial conference date, this case to be here in Division 82. Pretrial conference date will be February the 16th at 8:30 a.m. in courtroom 9B.
All right, next case, 2022 MM8158AO. Sir, your name?
Rodriguez Reyes, Josue.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez. You've, the Office of the Public Defender has been previously appointed to represent you. You're here for an arraignment, one count of petty theft of $100 or more. It's a first-degree misdemeanor. What are we doing with this one?
Not guilty.
All right?
This case to be here in Division 83. Pretrial conference date will be February the 13th at 8:30 a.m. in courtroom 6C.
All right.
You should have a bond, but you'll have to talk to them about that. I'm not sure what's up with your bond today. It's just arraignment. Call your attorney, okay?
All right. All right, sir, your name?
Jose Francisco Bautista, Mr. Judge.
All right, you're here On 2023 MM367AO, one count of trespass on property after warning. You were also out on bond. 2023 MM190AO, which was a criminal mischief, and 2022 MM7159AO, which was a petty theft. It's my understanding neither one of those cases was the same location, which would have made a difference.
My neighborhood.
Hold on. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you on all three of those cases if they haven't already been appointed. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit for 2023 MM367AO. Do find there's probable cause. Set bond on that case at $500. State, do you have a position on the ones he was out on bond on?
Your Honor, both of those have been formally charged. Arraignment is set for the 26th for the criminal mischief, and he is set for trial on the 31st for the petty theft. Based on his history, Your Honor, and his continuing to commit crimes, I would ask that you revoke and hold him at no bond.
Ask if you don't take no action. There's competency concerns for this client and new cases of trespass.
Okay. All right. Yeah, based on the competency concern, I understand the state's concerns, but based on the new law allegations coupled with the competency concerns, I'm going to take no action on the ones that he was out on bond on at this time, with the understanding that he does have court dates coming up. So if he fails to appear at those, there's a very good chance that you'll be held no bond, okay? So you need to stay in contact with your attorney.
Yes, Mr. Judge.
Your Honor, for the new law offense, could there be a no return?
Yeah, and the condition of your bond, you can't go back to this wasn't what was it?
Latino's Food and Grocery.
What's that?
Latino's Food and Grocery?
Lebanese, he's Arabic,
That's all right.
Latino. You have to find.
Can't go back, can't go back to where this was alleged to have occurred, okay?
With the investigator, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Tell you country, I'm the main.
Here.
All right.
Brittany Campbell would refuse.
All right, we'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent her in 2023 MM362AO. She was also out on bond on 2022 MM6472, 2022 MM4071, and 2022 CF14966AO. See, she has a comp status coming up in one of those, so I think there's similar concerns.
Yes, Your Honor.
So for the same reasons, I'm gonna take no action on the one she was out on bond on. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. We waiving her appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we've reviewed the arrest affidavit. Do find there's probable cause, gonna set bond on this case at $1,000. Fling? All right, I'm appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Fling in 2023 MM14AA. There's 3 counts. We waiving his appearance? All right. Is there a PC argument as it relates to the loitering and prowling?
Should there be? I didn't write it down.
I mean, it was kind of the court reviewed it. The loitering and prowling was really the resisting. It was, yeah. He was in a car that allegedly had stolen plates. The cops came up, he ran, got away. They set up a perimeter and found him hiding under a vehicle. And that's what they charged as the loitering and prowling, was him hiding under a vehicle. So, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't think that constitutes loitering and prowling. I think that is probable cause for the 2 counts of resisting without. So
Okay.
I do find probable cause on both counts of the resisting without. So ROR on the loitering and prowling on count 1 of the resisting officer without violence. We'll just set bond at 500 on each of those, so a total of 1,000. Yes.
Your Honor, in candor to the court, My understanding is that the state can only go forward on one of the resistings, even though it's two different offices, it's from the same incident.
Yeah, but I went back, so he jerked away from them once, and then they like got him back, and then he actually escaped. After that, you think that's only one?
It's the same
Okay.
incident, it's a continuation of the same incident. Your-
Yeah, okay. So we'll set bond at, we'll do this, we'll set bond at 1,000 on count 2, and ROR on count 3. please.
Okay.
Count 2 is 1,000, and count 3 is gonna be ROR. Thank you. All right, this is 2023 MM360AO. Sir, your name?
Zachary Merritt.
All right, Mr. Merritt, I'm appointing the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You're also out on ROR for carrying a concealed weapon in 2022 MM8375AO. In the new case, I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there is probable cause. I'm going to set bond in that case at $500. Also, you were out on bond, we're out on ROR. When you're out on ROR, you understand that you can't be taking drinks out of the Hampton Inn, allegedly. I'm not getting to it, but when you're out on bond, you gotta live life a little cleaner than even if you weren't. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that anyway, but when you're out on bond, you can't, if you were my brother, I mean, that's just dumb, that's stupid, okay? I'm not gonna hold you no bond, but I could do that. I could revoke your bond and hold you no bond. I'm not gonna do that. I am gonna revoke your ROR. I'm gonna set bond in that case at $500 as well. So you have a bond on that case, but now,
I have, cause I had signed a plea. So I was wondering like what that has to do with anything.
Yeah, Your Honor, the state attorney made an offer for the petty theft, and
today,
today, to resolve that.
all right.
I did advise him, obviously you could do whatever you wanted, because he was out on
What-
bond. The state has not filed anything yet.
On the carrying concealed? All right, well, here's what I'm gonna do. If you wanna resolve your petty theft today, you can.
Yes.
But I'm still gonna revoke your ROR and set bond at $500 on the carrying concealed. Okay? So you're not gonna be held no bond, but you're gonna have to bond out now.
But I don't have anyone to bond me
I
out.
understand, but I can set bond at none. I don't wanna do that.
Like, is there like any plea deal I could take to get me out today?
No.
They haven't filed on that one yet, so we couldn't even do that.
Oh, I couldn't revoke?
You can revoke.
Oh, but he could, right, you can't enter a plea they haven't filed the charges on.
No, we end up working things out, but we can't do that because it's not first appearance. So if you wanted to take this, you can. It would resolve this case, but you would have a $500 bond.
So basically, when's my next, do I have a next court date?
No, because it's,
We could set, here's what we're gonna do. Can we set him for hold on 1 second.
you actually.
Can we,
Your Honor, if it hasn't been filed on there.
right, we can't set, right.
Actually has already been set though for an arraignment on 2/8. I don't know why. Maybe
I-
because he bonded out.
I don't see that happening.
You've noticed it happening?
No, I said I don't see that happening. If it hasn't been filed on,
It's on here.
Sometime, when they bond out, they get an arraignment date, whether it's been filed on or not, but,
Oh, you don't see it being filed by then, is what you're saying.
I don't think so, no.
all right. Well, based on that, you kind of lucked out. I'm gonna take no action on the case you're out on bond on, so you're not being held, you're gonna remain ROR on that. Just the understanding that you're still ROR, so just don't be dumb. That was a dumb thing to do.
And
does
I'll
that
give the next court date that you have to go to.
Does that mean I'm getting?
So do you want to resolve the petty theft or not?
I mean, it's whatever helps me, whatever you want to do.
No, it's up to you. I can't,
I mean, we could resolve it. I mean, I could, whatever it is, if I got to go to a class or
This is
something.
his only time this is his first arrest, or second, I guess.
Well, second, yeah, but
As an adult.
if I'll take a theft class, I'll do
No,
whatever. I don't-
if you take the steal credit time served, it's on your record as a withhold credit time served. You still have a future outstanding court date for that other carrying concealed, but you will
Okay.
be released today and not have to pay another bond, but you still have
Okay.
a pending case.
Okay,
and if you pick up a subsequent theft conviction, there's chances that those could be enhanced and stuff like that, so. I mean, if you want more time to speak to an attorney, you have an attorney appointed to represent you, but the state's made an offer. If you want to waive all your rights to go to trial and talk further with your attorney, You're gonna have a criminal record. So it's up to you.
Totally your decision. I did
I know,
advise
but-
it's enhanceable.
I know, but I'm doing whatever the agreement is for me to get released on recovery. That's the agreement.
Recognizance.
All right, we're gonna enter a not guilty plea. I don't think you understand. I want to give you more time I don't think you understand what resolving your case means today. And we've got a lot of people, so we don't have the time to explain it to you. So I'll set bond in your
I
new,
understand what it means. I understand because she's saying it's gonna be on my record. She's already told me. I understand everything.
well, I'm not accepting a plea today. So I'll set your bond at $250.
So,
I said 500 earlier. I'm
Yes.
changing it to $250. Take no action on the case you're out on bond on.
I understand.
And Your Honor, I just asked for a no return to the Hampton Inn.
No return to the Hampton Inn.
I'll email your attorney though.
Yeah. We can try to get you a plea date someday soon, but it's not gonna happen today.
Sir, can we go back to what we was just
No,
about to do?
nope.
Ferdinand Ortiz is medical.
All right. Ferdinand Ortiz is medical. We'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. This is 2023 MM370AO. Reviewed the arrest affidavit. Do find there was probable cause. Or we're waiving his appearance? All right. We'll set bond at, hold on. Oh, yeah, I remember this. We'll set bond at $500. No return to the, what was it, Westgate? No return and no contact. No weapons or firearms.
Antonio Parkinson was a refusal.
All right, 2023 MM358AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent them. In this case, he was also out on ROR for aggravated assault while wearing a mask. That was a food truck. The trespass was a 7-Eleven, so I'm gonna take no action on the ROR. I do find probable cause on the trespass. Set bond at $500
No return?
and a no return to the 7-Eleven.
Assuming that was a, yeah.
Ma'am, your name?
Olivia Phillips.
All right, this is 2023 MM371AO. There's also a warrant out of Seminole County. You're also out on bond for a disorderly conduct charge in 2023 MO20AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in 2023 MM371 and 2023 MO20AO. What was the bond on the Seminole County warrant? I wasn't able to see it. I looked.
On my paperwork, it says $495.
$495?
$495.
Okay. All right, so with regards to your warrant in Seminole County, I'm gonna stay the bond at $495, okay? On 2023 MM371AO, providing false ID for law enforcement officer, I do find there's probable cause. I'm gonna set bond in that case at $500. I'm also gonna take no action on the case you're out on bond on.
Your Honor, I
Yep.
did speak to Ms. Phillips previously. She also has no history. And she was given an offer on out on bond and the new case. That's sometimes how we resolve.
Okay.
She advised she wants to accept the offer. Again, she has no history. You want to accept that withhold credit time served offer?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine doing that. Just understand that you still got the warrant in Seminole County, so you still have you're not gonna get out today unless you post that bond, okay?
Unless I pay some of the county.
Yeah.
So if I pay the bond for I'll get out from here.
If you resolve your case, you're being held on providing false ID to a law enforcement officer. That's in Orange County. You're also out on bond on a disorderly conduct charge. That's in Orange County. So those two are holding you. I was gonna have set bond at $500, so you'd have a bond of $995 to get out without resolving your case here today. If you want to resolve your case here today, your bond would just be the Seminole County warrant, which was $495.
Okay, but you were saying that it was no action for the other one?
Yeah, you were out on bond on that, so I'm just not, if you get in trouble while you're out on bond, you can be held no bond. I'm not gonna do that. but you're not entitled to a bond if you get in trouble while you're out on bond.
Sure.
Yeah, because it would just be, it would just be done. Over with, like, next year.
On your history. Yes, Ms. Phillips would like to enter no contest plea to both those.
All right, okay. All right, it appears you're signing a plea form. You understand that by resolving those two cases that are in Orange County today, that there's not going to be a trial and that you're waiving your rights that are listed at the top of the plea form? All right. Thank you. All right, do you have the opportunity to read and go over these plea forms? You got to answer out loud, yes or no? Okay. I see you shaking your head, but the court reporter's making the record, and they listen for the words yes or no, so you got to just answer out loud, okay? Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that's affecting your ability to understand what's happening here today? Anyone threaten you or coerce you to enter this plea? No. All right. You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea to this offense will subject you to deportation? All right. Are you on probation for any other offense? No. All right. You understand if you've ever been convicted of a sexually motivated or sexually violent offense, a plea to this offense could subject you to involuntary civil commitment? All right. All right, so to the allegation of providing false ID to a law enforcement officer, is a no contest plea? All right, we'll accept the no contest plea, we'll adjudicate you guilty, or we'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to, what's you have, 2 days, 1 day? 2 days. 2 days. 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 days that you've already served, so you'll be released as it relates to that case today. Okay? You also have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence in that case. With regards to the disorderly conduct charge in 2023 MO20AO, that's also a no contest plea? It hasn't? Oh, well, the city ordinance case has not been filed on, but we sometimes, don't we resolve those at IAs a lot?
I thought it had been, but if it hasn't been,
All right, so they hadn't filed charges in the disorderly conduct case, so I'm gonna rip that up. I'm still gonna take no action, so you're not being held on this case, but it hasn't gone away yet, all right? You're still out on bond in that case, okay? So, moral of the story is, you dodged a bit of a bullet here. If you do something else, arguably not good, there's a chance you can be picked up and held no bond, okay? So when you're out on bond, you just gotta live cleaner than you would usually.
I have a question.
Yep.
Do I still have court on February 1st?
Yeah, I would plan on showing up. Is that in Orange County?
Yeah.
So what's disorderly conduct? You set for an arraignment on February 1st? Yep, so we're not touching that. So, I've appointed the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in each of those cases. You're still being held on the out-of-county warrant, so you'll have a bond of $495 in that case.
No, nobody has bonded me yet?
So, anyway, that's what we're doing for you today, okay? All right, good luck to you. Mhm. All right, 2023 MM373AO, ma'am, your name?
Ebony Williams.
All right, this is one count of prostitution, lewdness. Is there any PC arguments as it relates to this? Okay,
I'm asking her be ROR.
state,
with regard to the RR, if there's a PC argument,
do you have a PC argument?
I don't know.
That they're, yeah, essentially, she leaned in a window, and the cop said what happened. She said that he offered her money for sex, and she said no. So, to me, that's not PC. So, anyway, so you'll be ROR'd as finding no probable cause to be released as your own recognizance today as it relates to that, okay? All right. Oh, sorry. All right, 2020, I don't see a case number on this one. All right. Sir, what's your name?
Deshaun Frazier, sir.
All right, Mr. Frazier, you're here on one count of open container. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. Do find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Is there an offer to resolve this one?
Yes, Your Honor, withhold credit time served, and Mr. Frazier will be entering a plea of no contest.
All right. So your attorney's handed me a plea form. Do you have a chance to read and go over the plea form? Do you have a chance to read and go over the plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand that by resolving your case here today, there's not going to be a trial and you're waiving the rights that are listed at the top of the plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand that, let me ask you, are you on probation for any other offense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of this offense will subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
What is the case number? Do we know?
8823MO88.
23 MO 88
Yes.
AO? Okay. You under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications affecting your ability to understand what's happening here today?
No, sir.
All right. Anyone threaten you or coerce you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
All right. You understand if you've ever been convicted of a sexually motivated or sexually violent offense, a plea of this offense could subject you to involuntary civil commitment?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll accept the no contest plea, we'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to, he's 2 days too?
Yes, 2 days.
All right, since you're 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for the 2 that you've already served, so you'll be released as it relates to this charge today. Also have to assess court costs, I'll give you a year from the date of your release to take care of the court costs, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence, have a step outside, and you'll be released as it relates to this charge today, okay?
Thank you.
All right. All right, sir, your name?
Jane Harris.
All right, Mr. Harris, you're here on one count of disorderly conduct. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause. You're also out on bond on a possession of methamphetamine case, but that, you were ROR'd on that actually due to a 33-day motion being granted. So the state sale is not filed on that one, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so I'll take no action on that at this time. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in the disorderly conduct case. Do find there's probable cause. Is there an offer to resolve it, or?
There is, but at this time, I'm asking we don't.
Can I please sign it right now, please?
No.
Sign it right now. You win, I'm guilty.
No.
Sign it right now.
No, it's okay. We're gonna enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. Maintain your not guilty plea. I'm gonna set bond at $250, okay?
On the, for the, conduct.
Just 250, you can.
Okay.
All right, good luck. Yep. All right, sir, your name?
Dennis Hoover.
All right, Mr. Hoover, you're here on one count of disorderly conduct. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I don't know, I mean, doesn't there need to be an allegation that the cars were stopped at a traffic control device? And I didn't see that in the,
I don't believe so.
just, what's that?
I don't believe so, no, Your Honor.
All right. Disorderly conduct under 43.06 subsection K says, any person who distributes any material or receives any object from an occupant of a motor vehicle that is stopped on a public roadway in obedience to a traffic control signal, light, stop sign, or any other traffic control device. And when I reviewed this one, it just said cars on Colonial. It doesn't say that they were stopped or at a red light or at a stop sign or that he was, the other, I think subsection F says, any person who shall accost or attempt to force his company upon another, and I've seen PC found on those where people are like banging on windows and stuff like that, but anyway, based on the fact that there's no allegation that he accosted or attempted to force his company upon another, or that any of the vehicles involved in this were at a traffic control device, I'm gonna find that there's no probable cause for disorderly conduct. and, ROR him as to that. So you're gonna be released as it relates to this charge today, okay?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Be back tomorrow.
Your Honor, were we appointed?
Do you want to be? Okay, yeah, we'll appoint your Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. Hoover. All right, sir, your name?
Anthony Mosley.
All right, Mr. Mosley, you're here on one count of disorderly conduct. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in this case. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I indicated I did find there's probable cause in this case. So is there an offer to resolve this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Withhold credit time served, and my client's going to accept and enter a no contest.
All right. You have a chance, Mr. Mosley, do you have a chance to go over the plea form?
Sir.
Yeah, you understand that by resolving your case here today, there's not going to be a trial and you're waiving the rights that are listed on top of the plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right. You under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication that's affecting your ability to understand what's happening here today?
No, sir.
You on probation for any other offense?
No, sir.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, a plea of this offense will subject you to deportation? Do you understand if you've ever been convicted of a sexually motivated or sexually violent offense, a plea of this offense could subject you to involuntary civil commitment?
Yes, sir.
All right, and what's this case number? Sorry, I'm not getting the MO case numbers.
It's 2023 M09.
9280, okay. All right, we'll accept the no contest plea, we'll withhold adjudication, send you to credit time served, you'll be released as it relates to this charge today. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence, also have to assess court costs. I'll give you 1 year from the date of your release to take care of the court costs or to be on a payment plan making regular payments, okay?
Sir.
All right, good luck.
I'm sorry, you did not.
No,
You don't have to.
yeah.
I find it. Save him.
Friend of the court, yeah, $50, saves them $50.
Samuel Taylor is mental health.
All right, Samuel Taylor, one count of disorderly conduct. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. I reviewed the arrest affidavit, did find there was probable cause. We'll set bond and hit the case at $250.
Bethany Johnson, bond.
Thompson?
Bethany Johnson.
I don't even know if I had her. Next one I have is Antonio Jones.
Bonded.
All right. Then this is Tiffany Anderson.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, 2023 CF 665AO. Ma'am, your name?
Tiffany Anderson.
All right, you're here on one count of possession of MDMA. Reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you, set bond in this case at $1,000, okay?
For you.
All right, sir, your name?
Kern Blunt, sir.
All right, Mr. Blunt, you're here on a few cases. 2022 CT 4671AO, that's a failure to appear, bond of $250. We'll stay the bond in that case at $250. You're also here in 2022 CF 142750. That's a warrant was issued for possession of MDMA. Bond in that warrant was $1,500. I'll stay the bond in that case at $1,500. Do we know, and I should have looked at this, but I didn't, were the allegations in the affidavit to issue the warrant while he was out on bond on the other cases?
I saw no, I saw it happen August. The failure to appear, oh, I'm sorry. I wrote down you couldn't revoke, but now I'm getting confused by my notes.
That's okay. Let's see. 2022 CF. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in each of these cases. Okay. So the allegations within the warrant were that on August 7th, 2022. So when was he out on bond on his other 2022? And I think that's CF 12637AO.
Looks as though it's December, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see that. All right. All right, so because of these new allegations within the warrant took place after, or before you were out on bond, I'm going to take no action on those cases you were out on bond on. So we got $1,500 on the 2022 CF 14275AO pursuant to the warrant, and $250 bond in 2022 CT 4671AO pursuant to the warrant. Okay? Sir, understand though, you're out on bond. If you get get in any kind of other trouble while you're out on bond, you're not entitled to a bond, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so, because the allegations in the warrant were before you were out on bond on the other case, I'm not gonna revoke your bond in this case, but just understand, when you're out on bond, you just gotta live life cleaner than you would otherwise, okay? Because any allegation that you were, you might, depending on the judge, depending on the facts, depending on what happens, you show up and you're not entitled to a bond, all right?
Can I say one thing? The only
Well-
reason why I missed court, my mom, she's in the hospital. I was in the hospital where she has to learn how to walk.
We got a
again.
bond on $250, so you're good.
Well, and 1,500.
What, 250 on the failure to appear, $1,500
Oh,
on the,
yes. And one's a warrant.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. So how was the misdemeanor more than the? I'm sorry.
All right,
It's not. It's not. There's two separate charges. And a misdemeanor.
you have a failure to appear in a traffic case, for something matter with your driver's license, and then you got a warrant for possession of MDMA that was issued, and that's a $1,500 bond. You're being held on two separate cases.
Okay.
Different, and then you're out on bond on another case. I'm not revoking your bond, you're still out on bond on that,
Yes, sir.
all right? All right, so good luck. Yep,
Okay, that's yours.
yeah, we got a lot of people. Good luck.
It confuses people a lot when a notice to appear goes out
Mm-hmm.
for the same offense as a felony.
That makes sense. All right, sir, your name? Oh, we got Deborah Carter? All right, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Ms. Carter in 2022 CF 10107AO. It was failure to appear. We'll stay the bonds at none on each of those.
I'll waive their appearance.
Okay, yep.
Ray De Leon with refusal.
All right, we'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mr. De Leon in 2023 CF 683AO. I reviewed the arrest affidavit, finding there's probable cause for the possession of MDMA and the resisting without you waiving his appearance. All right, we'll set bond account one at $1,000, count two at $250.
That was a refusal, you said? Yes. Thank you.
All right, sir, your name?
My name is Adley Ermitus.
All right, sir, you are here on one count of fleeing and eluding. It's 2023 CF 689AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. It says he does qualify for pretrial release. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. PD, is he wanting pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, we'll release you as a pretrial release. So you'll be released as of this case without having to post a bond. Just going to be a degree of supervision on pretrial release, okay? All right, good luck.
Your Honor, would you like to add any,
Conditions?
yes, any?
I was looking at it, I mean, I don't know. State, do you have any conditions you?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, I can't think of any, just standard conditions, yeah. Adley, that was, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, no, you're good, she was asking your name. Okay. So, you're good, good luck.
That's PTR with no conditions.
Right. All right, sir, your name?
Christine Gabriel, sir.
All right, Mr. Gabriel, you here on one count of fleeing and fleeing and eluding police officer in 2022 CF 14357 AO. This was a warrant, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so a probable cause determination's been previously made. A judge issued a warrant for your arrest and set bond at $5,000. So I'm going to stay the bond at $5,000 that came in on the warrant, okay? And I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
Mark Harper is mental health.
All right. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Mark Harper in 2023 CF 690 AO as one count of resisting an officer with violence, one count of attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. State, is there any, I didn't see the resisting officer with violence, did you?
Duh, 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 duh.
It was close. I mean, it was violent-ish, but I don't know if it rose to the level of resisting with. I do find probable cause is the attempted burglary of an occupied dwelling. I'll set bond in that
I think
case at
it's
$5,000.
the resisting with or the attempted burglary.
The attempted burglary I'm setting at $5,000.
I think it's with violence, Your Honor, because he had to deploy his taser.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna just find no PC as to resisting with. I will find PC as to resisting without and set bond on resisting without at $500.
Can I ask you treat that as a subsidiary and set it at 100?
Okay. Set it at 100.
Tatar Hodges? Next.
Hodges,
Bond.
bonded. All right, sir, your name?
Jackson.
All right, you're here on one count of possession of cocaine in 2023 CF 684 AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in that case. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause, will set bond in that case at $2,500. You're also out on bond in 2022 CF 9856 AO for possession of ammunition by a convicted felon and possession of cannabis. Based on the allegations, the new law allegations, and has that other charge been filed on?
Yes, Your Honor, arraignment was supposed to be today.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to revoke your bond in that case and set bond at none based on the allegations in that case, the fact that it's been filed on, and the allegations in the new case, okay? So I've appointed the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. So any appropriate motions in order to address bond, your attorneys can file that, okay?
I apologize, Your Honor, I didn't get the bond amount for the new law.
$2,500.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
What you mean I gotta change?
I gotta email your attorney. They can get it.
So I don't got no bond?
No, because you were out on bond for drugs and got a new possession. So once you get in trouble when you're out on bond, you're not entitled to a bond anymore. So, and I don't revoke everyone's bond, it's take everything into consideration, and based on the allegations in the previous case and the new case, you're gonna be held no bond until your attorney can file the appropriate motion and get in front of an appropriate judge, okay? And then a different judge will make a determination whether you're entitled to bond at that point. All right? All right, sir, your name?
John Quavis Johnson.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you're here on a couple cases, 2023 MM365AO, 2022 CF1614AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in each of those cases. In 2023 MM365AO, it's one count of resisting without violence, one count of possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I will find probable cause on each of those counts. On the cannabis count, which I believe is count 2, I'll set bond at $250. On the resisting count, we'll set bond at $100. The warrants issued for your arrest or failure to appear came in at no bond, so I'm gonna stay the bonds at none until you can see the judge who signed that warrant, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Demetrius Carey is medical.
All right, he had two cases, well, he had 4 cases. 2023 CF 616 AO. Looks like bond was set in that case at $1,000 on 115. 2023 CF 682 AO, that's the one we're here on today. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause. Set bond in that case at $1,000 as well. 2023 CF 636 AO. Bond was set in that case at $9,000 on 115. And 2022 CF 14019 AO. This bond was revoked and set at none on January 15th by Judge Wish. That was Demetrius Carey, right? That's who, right, Demetrius Carey? That's the one we're here on today. I do find there's probable cause and set bond at 1,000. Yeah.
Kevin Rivera is a recusal.
All right, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him in 2023 CF 671. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts.
I'll wait.
All right. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause as to each count on the trafficking and fentanyl set bond. I'll stay the bonds as to each count, $100,000 on the trafficking and fentanyl, $1,000 of possession of fentanyl, $1,000 of possession of oxycodone, $1,000 of possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and $500 possession of drug paraphernalia. He was also arrested on a violation of community control warrant. Bond was set at none on January 16th. So we'll stay the bonds at none on that. And then the 2022 CR 348, is that an out-of-county warrant? What is that? It says fugitive warrant. I know there was a violation of community control warrant.
I only have, I'm sorry, 2023 CF 671.
Okay,
Kevin Oliveira.
all right. Well, we took care of the bonds in that case. It looks like he's being held no bond on those warrants as of 116, so we'll just stay those as well. All right, sir, your name?
Jerry Smith.
All right, Mr. Smith. This is 2023 CF 692 AO. It's 1 count of possession of cocaine, 1 count of possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause as to both counts. We'll set bond at count 1 at $1,000, do count 2 at $100, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, sir, your name?
Morning, well, afternoon, Tyler Vance.
All right, Mr. Vance, you're here on 2 cases, 2023 CF 76 AO, 2023, and 2023 CF 681 AO. With regards to I'll appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent you in each case.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. The 2023 CF 76 AO came in as a warrant with $5,000 bond on each count. Give me 1 second. There's also a condition on that warrant that you do not drive without a valid driver's license. So we'll impose that condition.
Yes, sir.
Can I ask those bonds be lower? That's impossible for my client. That bond is basically holding my client at no bond.
Yes, it is.
I understand it's a warrant.
I'll never be able to make that bond amount.
No, I understand. I mean, here's the thing.
Please make it reasonable, at least to where I can borrow it from a friend, family member.
client qualifies for pretrial release.
Right, that's what I'm considering. You know, I don't know if the judge who signed this warrant understood he qualified for pretrial release.
Right.
The warrant itself does not say it shall not be modified at IA. Some of them say that.
Can you please work with me? Anything?
All right. State, do you have a position as to PTR? Qualifies.
Understanding that, Your Honor, he has extensive history as well as FTAs. I'll leave it at the court's discretion, but yeah, I don't quite get
Always.
that. I do not have any objection to the court reducing the bond in 23 CF 76 AO.
What's the amount of bond your client can afford if you want to?
That's what I was gonna find out.
I can at least get like $400 from friend or family.
Your Honor, my client could afford 3,000 from borrowing from friends, and he has no objection to going on pretrial release as well to add on to, you know, the supervision while he's out in the community.
Right. I have no reason to, you know,
Well, here's where the court's concerned. I'm not saying what I'm going to do. I mean, the state's position is, well, you've got 5 prior failure to appears. The court's concerned that, you know, the purpose of the bond is to ensure that you show up for court. And you've got a history of not showing up for court.
I most definitely will show up to court. This is not a charge to where I feel like I should run from it or anything like that. I'm not impulsive or anything like that. I'll most definitely come to court. I don't want to put anybody like my friend or family members in any type of harm's way of me not coming to
Here's what
court.
I'm going to do. I'm going to stay the bonds at 5,000. Based on the criminal history, based on the failure to appear, based on the fact that it was signed by a different judge. I don't know what she considered when she set bonds at then, and I'm not going to touch them. So I'm going to stay the bonds on the warrant at 5,000 on each count in 2023 CF 76 AO. And then in 2023 681 AO, I'm going to set bond on the driving while license suspended at 500 and then at 100 on the possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia. And I'm also going to impose the condition in that case that the judge imposed in the other case that you do not drive a vehicle without a valid license, okay? All right, good luck.
There's nothing that you can do with me on that.
Here's the thing, eventually the chickens come home to roost, so, you know, if this had been, I thought really hard about it, but just given, you got a bad track record, and like I said, eventually that comes back and you don't get the benefit of the doubt like a lot of other people. And I'm not making a judgment call on you as a person, I'm just looking at what's on a piece of paper. You got a bad track record of not showing up to court, so,
There's no reason for me not to show up on this case.
That's all.
well, there was no reason for you not to show up in all those other cases too,
bond
so,
hearing.
good luck.
I'll work for you.
Donna,
Yeah,
next on the docket was Vault Rhonda.
mm-hmm,
She's currently on mental health status.
all right. All right, sir, all right, 2023 CF 687 AO, appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Ms. Vaught.
Your Honor, I'll waive her appearance, but I didn't see probable cause for robbery.
Didn't she reach in and grab $1 or something?
I didn't see any reaching in, maybe burglary, attempted burglary.
No, Your Honor, that was when she approached the car and said, if you don't give me $1, I will shoot your daughter.
Right,
That's the robbery, because it was a threat of violence in
yeah, okay.
exchange for something.
Did she get $1?
No, she did not.
There was no
But the thing is, Your Honor, because it's an attempt, you have to say attempt, or you can put it in there, but you just have to add the statute 777 something. So you can find attempt, but it would still be written the same way,
Okay,
statute.
right, sure, yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense. And she did reach in the car, right?
At some point, she was swinging her arms and her hands did go in.
Right.
I think the second time when it looked like she was attempting to hit the daughter, Your Honor.
Right. I understand the state's argument as it relates to the robbery. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find probable cause as it relates to the burglary. Set bond and that charge at $5,000. Find probable causes to the assault. Set bond at $100. I'm gonna find probable causes to an attempted robbery. Set bond on that at 500. And I do find probable causes resisting without violence, set bond at that at $100. And also order there be no contact with either of the alleged victims. Yeah, so the burglary, I believe it's count 4, 5,000. Count 3, 100. Count 2, 500, but there was PC. How do we write that? We just write PC as to the attempt?
Attempted.
Yeah, PC as to attempted robbery. And then count 1 as 100.
Your Honor, did you do no contact?
No contact with either alleged victim, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
And also no return?
What was it, was it a 7-Eleven too?
It doesn't say, but there was a parking lot, so it seems as though.
Here's the thing, I just don't, I have like a phobia of telling someone like they can't return to the hospital.
Oh, no, no.
It's not, yeah, so it was a convenience store or something like that, or?
Checkers.
Checkers, okay, yeah, I don't feel too bad. No big Bufords for a few days. Anyway, so no return. All right,
Next on the docket, Your Honor, was Vega Daquan,
all right, yep.
currently on mental health status.
All right, well, appoint the Office of Public Defender to represent Mr. Vega in 2023 CF 549 and 2021 CF 14925AO. You waiving his appearance? All right, based on the old case and the new law allegations, let's do this. In 2023 CF 549AO, I do find there's probable causes to count 1, set bond at $5,000. Set bond on count 2 at $250. I'm also in 2021 CF 14925AO going to revoke bond and set bond at none in that case. All right, sir, your name?
Carlos Villan.
All right, Mr. Villan, you're here on one case, 2023 CF 686AO, one count of possession of MDMA, one count of open container. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. Do find there's probable cause. We'll set bond at count 1 at $1,000 and count 2 at $100, okay? All right, good luck.
Your Honor, next on the docket was Voltaire Lynn,
Mm-hmm.
currently on mental health status.
All right, this is 2022 CF 5208AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent Ms. Voltaire. It was a warrant for failure to appear. The warrant set bond at none. Will stay the bond at none.
Waive their appearance.
All right, Maurice Williams.
Currently on mental health status.
All right. This is 2023 CF 673AO. One count of sexual battery on a person over 18 by a person over the age of 18. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause. Set bond in that case at $200,000. He's also out on bond for possession of MDMA based on some of the allegations in the new law violation. There was some allegations that MDMA was at issue there too, so we're going to revoke bond in that case and set it at none. Also, as a condition of the bond and the new law violation, there'll be no contact with the alleged victim. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and it do not return to, I think that was a 7-Eleven, right? Or no? No return to
I can give you,
720 South Orange Blossom Trail. All right, ma'am, your name?
Love Roten.
All right, 2023 CF 691AO. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. It's one count of burglary of a dwelling, one count of resisting an officer without violence.
Your Honor, I argue the bond be 100 and 100. My client, in the police report indicated that she thought she should be there. The eviction notice apparently was just a day before, so it's very recent time. I didn't write down the exact date. And nowhere in the police report does my client say that she wasn't supposed to be there. In fact, it seems to
Right.
indicate she had no idea she shouldn't be there.
And what was the offense to be committed therein? Is that the criminal mischief of the window, I guess? Is it-
yes, Your Honor.
No,
Hold on, hold on.
I'm sorry.
I'm asking it to be treated basically like a
Right, and I think, State, do you have a position as to appropriate amount of bond, given there does seem to appear some confusion as to, I mean, it sounded like someone told her she could live there.
Your Honor, I don't mind if you reduce it, but it does say that she was personally handed the eviction notice and that it was posted on the door.
All right, that's true too.
But I do not mind if you reduce it. Ms. Roten appears to have next to no criminal history.
Right.
I don't know why she doesn't qualify for PTR, possibly because she doesn't have an address or something?
Yeah, this is, yeah, WROTEN.
Warren out of Missouri.
Active warrant out
okay.
of what? Oh, yeah. All right. All right, based on that, I'm gonna set bond on count one, the burglary of a dwelling at $250, and set bond on count two at 100, okay? So they're pretty low bonds considering the nature of the offense, but considering the facts around this, I think that's an appropriate bond, okay? And if I didn't already, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
No return?
And a note, yeah, you can't go back there.
Can't go back?
No. All right? Until further order of the court.
Is there any of your stuff in there?
My whole life is in there, like I was paying
It's all right.
attention.
All right.
One time with law enforcement, Your Honor?
Yeah, State, any objection to one time? I mean, I'm thinking maybe whoever it was, they may have got all your stuff out of there. That's a separate issue, but if she does still, she says all her belongings are in there, so.
That may be, Your Honor, but I think there now may be a conflict between the criminal and the civil.
Right.
Because if she's been evicted, she no longer has the right
That's true.
to those premises.
Right. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that at this time. If you can work it out with whoever owns the property, you can work it out with them. You can have contact with them. It's not a no contact order with the landlord. So if you can work out something with them where they let you go back, you know, but,
I can't dare.
I'm gonna order no return without consent of the
Owner?
landlord. Huh? Without consent of the owner. So if, what's that?
Kidding.
Hopefully you get,
Right. Well, yeah, because I don't want to order no return and then you work something out where he says, yeah, you can come back, get your stuff. So no return unless you have explicit authority from the owner of the property to go there.
thank you.
All right?
Just call the owner. I guarantee the cat's not there anymore.
No, yeah. Just no return without authority. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is that it? All right, we'll be in recess. Mr. Interpreter, we do have do you need the interpreter?
Me, no.
Yeah, okay. All right. And your name again, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Christina Marie Pena.
Okay. All right, to the best of your ability, I know you got your hands full. Can you raise your right hand to be sworn? All right, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. All right, so you were sitting out there earlier. You kind of understand what's happening here today?
Yes.
All right. Are you currently afraid of Mr. Geraldo Jimenez?
No.
Anything like this ever happened before?
No.
You two living together?
Yes.
Is it your desire that you two continue to live together?
I think we need to take a week or two to cool off.
All right. Well, here's what the court can do, and I understand these situations are not always
But Your Honor,
black and white.
to have contact for the baby, because
I can do no contact and I can do no hostile contact.
I
That's
know hostile
essentially
contact.
what I can do.
Okay.
Your Honor?
Mhm.
You could do separate residence and still no hostile contact.
And that's what's going to be my next question. I can order that you maintain separate residences, if that's what you want to do.
I don't know for like how long I would want to maintain it, just for like right now for a cool off period.
Okay, well, here's what I'll do. I'm going to appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you, Mr. Jimenez. I can order maintain separate residences. If at whatever point you want to get that modified, he can speak to his attorney about doing that, and then you can give testimony at a later date if you want to maintain it or if you want to change it. That'll be up to you, okay?
Okay. Can I ask one more thing?
Yes.
I heard the condition of no alcohol.
I've written it on the paper already. I was going to do that anyway.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. State, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Jimenez, I've already appointed the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I'm gonna set bond in your case at $500 with the following conditions. That you have no hostile contact with the alleged victim in this case. No hostile contact means no arguing, raising your voice, anything like that. I'm also going to order that you two maintain separate residences until further order of the court. I'm going to order that you possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and also order that you consume no alcohol while you're out on bond. Okay? So you have a bond in this case with those conditions, okay? Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay.
Ms. Gamble Glover, why are you here?
Lane, Gardner? Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Your Honor, does the court require any further assistance from the interpreter at this time?
Does anyone out there need a Spanish interpreter?
I can make an announcement, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguna persona presente en el público que necesite los servicios del intérprete?
Nope, I think everyone's shaking their head no, so thank you very much.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good morning.
All right, you too. Thank you. All right. he was reset from yesterday, right? Brian Lane? He was reset. Oh. Yeah, we'll do that one next. We'll just do, since Brian Lane refused, we'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. It looks like he was out on bond in 2022 CF. Right, okay, so he was just reset to be, was the PD appointed in that case already? The one he was out on bond on? It was? All right, well, we're gonna revoke that bond and set it at none. I reviewed that, facts of that case and the facts of the new case. Sincere Dupree's mental health will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent him. You want to reset him or you want to waive his appearance?
I'll waive his appearance. I left my docket in one of the bat strangulations. I had a probable cause.
This one was,
No, it's not this one.
it's, yeah, I don't think it would be this one. All right. All right, so I'm gonna set bond on this one at, on the battery by strangulation, $7,500, obstruction to hinder communication with law enforcement, 500, and criminal mischief, 500.
Your Honor, can you give me the case number,
Yeah.
please?
This is 20, hold on, I'm getting used to, they took away my arrest affidavits and we're working through it together, so I appreciate, where's the case number on there? Doesn't have it. Do we have a case number?
23 CF 695.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, no contact with the alleged victim. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Anything further? I think no contact kind of covers the most.
Separate residence or no return?
Yeah, we'll do maintain separate residence. I think no contact. We'll do a no return. We'll do a no return until
Okay.
further order of the court.
Thank you.
All right, ma'am, your name?
Serene Harrigan.
Counsel, which case are you here on? Jade Gardner?
Gardner, Your Honor.
All right, so we,
Ms. Custon?
we could, yeah, can we do that? Well, we'll do Miss Harrington while you pull Miss Gardner. Thank you. All right. Ms. Gardner, you're here, one count battery by strangulation, domestic violence, and one count battery. Is this the one you had PC challenge on?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me pull it up again. All right, while I'm doing that, you can go ahead and make your argument.
Your Honor, you,
Yeah, you can go ahead.
okay. So, I'm only challenging the felony, strangulation part. There was no indication that they, the strangulation caused any, the alleged victim to stop breathing, failure to, I forget the terminology of it.
Right,
So I'm
obstruct his
Yes.
airways or,
I'm asking you to find probable cause, and a bond set for a simple, battery domestic violence, for count one, on that one case.
all right. State,
No objection, Your Honor.
All right.
But as there are two victims, I would ask that it be, that you still find the domestic violence
sure.
battery.
All right. Yeah, so I agree. I don't think there's probable cause for the battery by strangulation, but there is probable cause for 2 counts of battery domestic violence. So I'll set bond on count 1 for battery domestic violence at $500. Count 2, set bond at $250. Also order that you have no contact with either of the alleged victims, possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you if I haven't done so already. I'll also order that you maintain separate residences from both victim until further order of the court, okay?
Your Honor, can you allow one-time return with law enforcement to pick up belongings?
Yeah, if you need to go back to the residence to get personal belongings, you can go back one time with the presence of law enforcement. The way that works is that you call law enforcement and coordinate that first. Don't show up and then call the police. So you call law enforcement and coordinate a mutually agreeable time for everyone for you to go and get whatever you need to get out of there, okay?
Okay.
All right, so if you show up without the cops there and then call the police, you know, it opens up a whole new can of worms. You can be held no bond, okay? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Here.
All right, ma'am, your name?
Jade Gardner.
All right, Ms. Gardner, counsel, your name?
For the record, Your Honor, I'm Attorney Merrill Glover Gambles. I represent Ms. Gardner.
All right. All right, sir, your name?
Anton Gardner.
Say it a little louder. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Anton Gardner.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Gardner, you're here on one count of battery, domestic violence. Sir, we've been setting conditions of release, so I may have some questions from you, and depending on those questions, the attorneys may have some questions for you too, but are you currently afraid of Ms. Gardner?
No, sir.
All right, you two living together?
Yes, sir.
You want to continue living together?
Yes, sir.
All right. State anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, anything?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Gardner. Apparently, this case is based upon an incident that happened yesterday.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, at any time, while you all were visiting with her parents, did Ms. Gardner batter you? Did she strike you, push you, hit you, bite you, or do anything of that sort?
Oh, ma'am.
If the judge finds probable cause, are you interested in a no hostile contact order?
No, like, we good. Like, I don't think it need to be a no hostile contact order.
And do you want to continue to reside with her?
Yes.
All right.
Nothing further of this witness, Your Honor.
All right. I do, based on the allegations and the probable cause affidavit, do find there is probable cause. She does qualify for pretrial release. So she'll be released without having to post a bond, but there's going to be some conditions, okay?
Okay.
Conditions are going to be no hostile contact. That just means no arguing, raising your voice, and it only applies to you. So if things start getting heated, you know, the court order only applies to you. So I want to make sure everyone knows that. So.
Can I have just a moment?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Do I understand what you're talking about? Your Honor?
Yeah.
If the court would implement the $500 bond for Ms. Gardner
Okay.
and the no hostile contact and whatever other provisions the court deems necessary in order to
That's fine.
protect
Based
the
on, based on the allegations in here, the court's fine with, I'll set a $500 bond with the conditions you have no hostile contact. Let me ask you, Mr. Gardner, I read this, I thought, yeah, never mind, I'm not even gonna ask you. I'm also gonna order that you consume no alcohol while you're out on bond, because the allegations are that some alcohol was involved in this. I'm also gonna order that you possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, okay?
Yes, sir.
And then, yeah, you can continue to reside together and all that, so just no hostile contact, so that just means no arguing, raising your voice, fighting, anything like that, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you. Anything further?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. With regards to Mr. Ross, he's coming, the arrest affidavit indicates he was recently arrested. Was he out on bond on something? My sheet doesn't show that he is, but the arrest affidavit seemed to indicate there was a recent arrest, but I don't have that case number or anything.
Oh, no, Your Honor, I think it was a recent incident, but that is
No
the
arrest.
add-on. I think that's what the add-on is, 23 MM 361.
Okay.
If you notice, I think the date of that incident is January 12th.
Oh, okay. All right, sir, your name?
Brian Ross.
All right, Mr. Ross, you're here on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts. One count of intimidation, a written electric threat to kill, one count resisting officer without violence. Huh? Oh, 4 different cases. But they were all from the same thing, right? Hold on.
Except for the add-on, yes.
Except for
Your
the
Honor.
add-on. Let me pull it up again.
Yes.
So 2023 MM 359AO is resisting an officer without violence. 2023 CF 675AO, possession of essentially THC. 2023 CF 65AO, possession of drug paraphernalia. Why are those CF case numbers too? I don't understand. But anyway. 2023 MM 361AO. That's the battery domestic violence from the 12th, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right.
Your Honor, then do you also have the intimidation and threat to kill?
Yeah, but I don't know if that is, it doesn't have a case number next to it. Is that 675, CF 675? 697. All right. So that's 2023 CF 697AO. All right. Give me 1 second. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause as to the electronic threats, the resisting without, the possession of THC, and the drug paraphernalia. I did not see probable cause within the affidavit of the BAT DV state. Do you have anything as it relates to that?
Yes, Your Honor, I can have you view my copy. Ms. Custom, were you able to view it?
Yes.
May I approach then, Your Honor?
Yes, please. Maybe I just didn't look at all the different, I don't understand what it was. I got one. Yes, thank you so much. All right. So I do find there's probable cause for the battery domestic violence in that case. I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you in all of these cases. On the threat to kill, I'm gonna, the electronic threats, I'm gonna set bond at $25,000. The resisting without, 100. Possession of THC, 100. Possession of drug paraphernalia, 100. And the battery domestic violence at 500. The conditions of bond in these cases is going to be that you have no contact with the alleged victim. That's electronic, otherwise through third parties, can't communicate, can't tell anyone else to relay a message, anything like that. No contact means no contact, okay? No communicating through, I don't know if you guys have kids together or anything like that, but you can't communicate through the kids or anything like that, okay? No Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, emails, anything like that. No contact means no contact. I'm also going to order that you possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, okay? Counsel, were they living together, do you know? Okay. All right, so no contact, maintain separate residences, and that's gonna be the conditions, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir. What, the no contact and all that? Yeah, yeah, okay. All right, sir, your name?
Deion St. Flair.
All right. All right, Mr. St. Fleur, you're here on one count, 2023 CF 677AO, one count battery by strangulation, one count grand theft third degree, one count aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. You were also out on bond for operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license in 2022 CT 10988E. I'm going to take no action on the case you're out on bond on, okay? With regards to the new charges, I do find there's probable cause as to each count.
Your Honor, I argue that the aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, there's no probable cause.
I went back and forth on that. He said he held it against her. The allegations are that he held the knife against her. I honestly went back and forth on that too. I had no PC and then I crossed it out, and I think the fact that it was held against her, or at least the allegations were, that's sufficient to constitute a battery, and that a knife would constitute a deadly weapon.
What I read, I remember it being an assault almost, but let me, if it said against her.
I agree with you.
Your Honor, he held what against her?
Knife.
No, it says that he grabbed a knife and held it near his side.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, let me look at it again. This is St. Fleur? Yeah. Went to the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and held it against his side. All right, with that being the case, yeah, there's going to be no PC for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
Your Honor, would you be willing to find aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? As he said he was going to kill her and then went and retrieved the knife.
Yeah, I think there is PC for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Thank you.
With regards to the battery, we'll set bond at $500. With regards to battery by strangulation, I'm going to set bond at $3,500. With regards to the grand theft third degree, set bond at $100. And the aggravated battery with the deadly weapon, going to set bond at $1,500.
Based on it being an aggravated assault?
Aggravated assault, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Statute number is 784.021.
All right. Thank you. So those will be the bonds. We're also going to have the following conditions, okay? You have no contact with the alleged victim. There's a condition of your bond. Whether you're in jail or out of jail, the conditions are going to be as follows. You have no contact with the alleged victim. That means communication through Facebook, TikTok, emails, through third parties. No contact means no contact, okay?
To go get my, like, I don't have stuff over there.
Here we go. We can take care of that. All right. Also going to order that you possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. I will allow you to go back to the residence one time with the presence of law enforcement to get any personal belongings, but the way that works is that you call cops first and coordinate a time. Don't show up there and then call the cops, because they'll violate you and you'll probably get arrested and be brought back here, okay? All right, but you can go back one time with the presence of law enforcement and get any personal belongings. Then, other than that, you can't go back to that residence, okay? All right. Good luck. Yep. All right, sir, your name?
Darius Donald, sir.
All right, Mr. Donald, you're here on one count of battery, domestic violence. Reviewed the arrest affidavit, do find there's probable cause. Set bond in your case at $500 with the following conditions. You have no contact with the alleged victim.
Sir.
You do not possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Do you need to go back to get any personal belongings?
We just moved, so I need to get all my clothes and shoes.
All right. All right. Well, you can go back to the residence one time with the presence of law enforcement to get any personal belongings. Other than that, you can't go back to the residence, okay?
Do I have to pay the full $500 to get out?
That's between you and a bondsman, okay? But you do have a bond, okay? And I will appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you if I hadn't done so already, okay? All right, good luck. You too. All right, ma'am, your name?
Chelsky,
All right, last name?
Frazier,
All right, Ms. Frazier, you're here on one count of battery, domestic violence. You're the arrest affidavit. Do find there was probable cause. She does qualify for pretrial release, so I'll release you on pretrial release, which means you don't have to pay a bond, okay? You're going to be released as it relates to this charge today, but there's going to be just a degree of supervision under pretrial release, okay? All right, with the following conditions. You have no contact with the alleged victim, possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You maintain separate residences. I'll allow you to go back to wherever this was one time with the presence of law enforcement and get any personal belongings, okay? All right, good luck to you. And I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Go ahead.
there's any way I could go to like, is no shelter, cause I don't wanna stay with her.
Well, you can't stay with her, so I ordered you not to stay with her. So where you go, as they say, you ain't got to go home. But you can't stay there, all right?
Shelters?
That's up to you. I'm not going to order you to a shelter, because but
I don't know. Off the top of my head, he wouldn't know right now. Hopefully there is some sort of shelter. I'm not sure.
But yeah, good luck to you. All right, Jade Gardner, there she was. All right, sir, your name?
Oliver Jenkins.
All right, Mr. Jenkins, you're here on 2023 MM 3868 AO. You're also out on bond on 2023 MM 228 AO. I reviewed the arrest affidavit for the new case. Do find there's probable cause. Going to set bond in that case at $500.
Hey, sir, can I get a police to get my stuff? I got my stuff packed in the motel.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you on this case. I'm also gonna appoint the Public Defender, if they weren't already appointed, to represent you in 2023 MM 228 AO. As a condition of your bond, I'm gonna order you have no contact,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
with the alleged victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
You can go back to the motel one time with the presence of law enforcement to get any personal belongings.
You got the phone number?
Well, here's the thing. You were also out on bond on battery domestic violence with the alleged same victim where there was a no contact order. So I'm gonna revoke your bond in that case and set bond at $0. You have the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. So until further order of the court, you're gonna be held no bond based on violation of the no contact order and violation of your conditions of your bond in the other case. But if you do get out, and when you get out, you can go back and get the stuff out of the hotel.
I can't get out today?
No.
Well, I can't get out, no.
Because it's the same victim as your other case. You're out on bond, you're ordered to have no contact with her, you had contact with her, you violated a court order. In that case, you're not entitled to a bond, so the bond's gonna be set at none, okay?
I can't get no.
I already emailed the attorney on that case. There isn't a.
Your attorney can file a motion, but you're not getting a bond today.
Well, when I can get a bond?
That's gonna be up to the attorney saying right there to emailed your attorney, so they just gotta file the right motions and get it in front of the right judge.
No way.
No contact, weapons, firearms, ammunition, and, that's it. Yeah.
The victim for Ross Bryant, we already have seen him, but she was given the wrong information. She was downtown and she's on the way. That was the intimidation and threats.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's apparently.
No, thank you.
I don't know how you went.
We can talk to her when she gets here, but I don't know if it's gonna change
No,
much
that's
based on.
the most we can do today. I'm sorry.
All right, sir, thank you.
So, okay, yeah.
No.
How many days?
Let's go, sir. That's all that happens today is that we set your bond and your conditions of your release. So that's all that happens today. Nothing else is gonna happen today. You got attorneys appointed to represent you in each case. They can file the appropriate motions and it'll be for a different day though, okay?
Day.
Yeah, not gonna happen today.
So I gotta come back another day?
Yeah. That'll be, yeah.
How many days that gonna be, sir?
I can't tell you. If I told you, it'd be a guess, so. All right.
I gotta stay in here for.
I'll make sure the attorney knows to contact you, okay?
All right, sir, your name?
Christopher Marin.
All right, Mr. Marin, you're here on one count of battery domestic violence. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there's probable cause. I'm gonna set bond $500 with the actually, you do qualify for pretrial release, so I can release you on pretrial release, which means you don't have to post a bond, but there's going to be some degree of supervision, okay? There's also going to be the following conditions. You have no contact with the alleged victim. Do not return to the residence where this was alleged to have occurred. No, possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition.
I do have one question.
If you need to go back to the residence one time to get any personal belongings, you can do so with the presence of law enforcement. But other than that, you'll be released as it relates to this charge today with those conditions, okay? Anything further, State?
I just don't know which one it is. Is it the 500 or the pretrial?
It's pretrial release. I said 500, but I then saw he qualified for pretrial release.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so you'll be released as it relates to this charge today with those conditions, okay?
Sir.
Yep, thank you. All right. All right, sir, your name?
Brian Torres.
All right, and counsel, your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Dione Talkington Fletcher for Mr. Torres. I do have a notice of appearance, if I may approach.
Yeah, absolutely, thank you. All right. All right, Mr. Torres, you were alleged to have committed the crime of battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I've determined there's probable cause. So we're setting conditions of release today. He does qualify for pretrial release. I can put him on pretrial release, or I can set a bond. What would you prefer, counsel?
Well, Your Honor, we do have a travel issue. Mr. Torres travels extensively for work, so if that's going to interfere with PTR, we'd rather set the $500.
Where does he travel to?
He has a week-long assignment in Phoenix coming up here next weekend.
All right.
And that's not an unfrequent occurrence.
Pretrial, how does travel affect pretrial release? I know that they can travel.
The supervising officer and let them know where it was and what's going on, and then they would look at how the court schedule aligned, and if it wasn't gonna interfere, then.
Okay, so it looks like, yeah, I mean, there's a degree, you can travel, but maybe some additional hoops to jump through with your supervising officer, so we can do pretrial release or we can do a bond, it's up to you.
We'd ask for the $500 bond. Your
All right, we'll set bond at $500. I'm gonna order that you have no contact with the alleged victim, don't return to the residence where this was alleged to have occurred. I'll allow you to go back one time with the presence of law enforcement if you need to get any personal belongings. Also order that you possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and that you consume no alcohol, okay? All right, anything further?
Your Honor, just for the record, I did hand the state attorney a copy of the notice of appearance, and I'll follow up with an e-file.
All right, perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Yep. All right, sir, your name? All right. Ma'am, your name?
Andrea Wallace.
All right. Ma'am, will you raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you swear affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. So you've been sitting out there this morning, you've seen what we're doing this morning, right?
Yes.
All right, so, you scared of Mr. Wallace?
No, only when he's under the influence,
Yeah.
he becomes like just really verbal, really hostile. So if it could be like a no hostile contact, then, that's, fine, but
All right. Well, you two live together?
we do.
All right, so do you want him to come back and live at the house or no?
Yes.
Okay. If he wasn't living at the house, does he have anywhere else to go?
No.
Is he working?
No, he's disabled. He has a defibrillator, so he's a disability.
All right, how about you? You working?
Yes, I have been on my job for 15 years.
All right.
So it's a 2-bedroom place, so it's
Yeah.
a split quarter, so,
You guys have any kids that live there?
no,
Okay.
no kids.
All right, State, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Wallace, I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find there is probable cause He qualifies for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna order you on pretrial release. So you're gonna be released as it relates to this charge, but it's gonna be under degree of supervision, okay? Under what's called pretrial release. And the conditions of the release are gonna be the following. You're gonna have no hostile contact with the alleged victim in this case. You're gonna possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. I'm also gonna order that you consume no alcohol or illegal drugs without a valid prescription, okay? So if you prescribe drugs, you can take them as prescribed, but other than that, no drugs or alcohol, okay? Anything further state, any other conditions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so you're gonna be released as it relates to this charge today with those conditions, okay? All right, good luck to you, sir.
Am I free to go? Do I come out? Okay.
All right, sir, your name?
Michael Carter.
Oh, and I don't know, Mr. Wallace, if I didn't appoint the Office of the Public Defender, I meant to, so I'm appointing them on. All right, Mr. Carter, you're here on an out-of-county warrant. Looks like it's from Santa Rosa County for a failure to appear. Bond in the warrant was set at none, so you're gonna be held no bond until they come get you, okay?
Okay, you know, is there a certain time limit or you know how long that would be?
It's gonna be up to them.
Okay.
I don't, you know, if I told you how long it's gonna be, it'd be a guess, okay?
Right, I
All
got
right,
it.
good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Marco Cristo was a bond.
Christo bonded, what happened to Gilbert?
Gilbert's mental health.
All right. So he's out of county, he's being held no bond. Gilbert, do we need to reset him? Or, because I can't appoint the PD, because it's not our county, so. I don't know either. What do we need to do? Do we need to
They generally just do a temporary appointment of the Public Defender's Office,
Okay.
and then the appearance is waived, Your Honor.
All right. So with Mr. Gilbert, yeah, we can appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent them provisionally while they're being held in this county. And so we're going to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I believe the bond in that case was set at no bond. It was a failure to appear, so we'll leave the bond in that warrant at none. Christopher Shelton? All right, same thing. We'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender provisionally to represent Mr. Shelton while he's being held in this county. The bond in that case was $10,013 for a failure to appear, so we'll stay the bond in the warrant at $10,013. All right, now we got 33-day motions. 2022 CF 14484 AO, that's John Fortunato.
Granted, case was no billed.
All right. All right. 2022 CF 14481 AO, Michael Devasto.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
Twenty 2022 CF 13991 AO, Jamie Copeland.
Granted, case was no billed.
2022 CF 14445 AO, Gary Gandy.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
2022 CF 14523 AO, Jamie Copeland. Didn't we just do a Jamie Copeland?
Yes, we did. This is also granted, notice of non-filing.
So she had two cases, just making sure.
Yes.
Yep, all right. All right, 2022 CF 14456 AO, Nathan Starling.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
2022 CF 14421 AO, Jose Garcia.
Denied, information was filed.
2022 CF 12914AO, Ramon Harris.
Granted, case was no billed.
2022 CF 12726AO, Robert King.
Granted, notice of non-filing.
2022 CF 14401AO, Latroy Zellner.
Denied, information was filed.
2022 CF 14458AO, Randy Phillips.
Denied, information was filed.
And 2022 CF 13713, Lawrence Peterson.
Moot. Defendant is no longer in Orange County Jail, Your Honor.
So we'll take no action? Or
Yes, Your Honor. I believe he was released on Friday due to a 40-day motion.
He's already been ROR'd? All right. So then that would be moot. Do you need this? I'm just gonna. So
I just don't want to confuse the issue by,
yeah, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna write on here moot. Defendant was ROR'd on, when was he ROR'd?
it was Friday,
Friday. What was that, the
13th.
13th? Oh, Friday the 13th, that's right. There we go. All right, and that'll do it. So what time is it? 9:30?
10 o'clock.
Think 11? Is that?
11:30, Honor?
Why does that say 9:35? Wow. I feel like I'm going crazy. All right, so it's 10 o'clock, so 11:30? All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
I swear to God, it says 9:35. It's counting seconds too. 9:35, 38. What time zone is that? Bahamas? All right.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me at the county jail? Yeah. Excellent. Good afternoon, y'all. I'm Judge Bell. You're here for your first appearance. The purpose of first appearance is so that you're informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person that committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations, and that presumption of innocence will stay with you through every course of the proceeding, unless and until the Office of the State Attorney is able to prove those allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We will set the conditions of pre-trial release this afternoon, which is your bail or bond. In most cases, you have a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit under the warrant that led to your arrest. We'll determine if that bond should be raised, lowered, or remain the same, and whether or not there will be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. If you'd like the services of the Office of the Public Defender, I'll gladly appoint an attorney from that office to represent you. You have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, to include family, friends, and counsel. You're also informed that you, and finally and most importantly, that you have an absolute right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do that. There is an assistant state attorney here in the courtroom with me this afternoon. If you tend to say something that incriminates you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. Now, may I please have each and every one of you raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yeah. Thank you so much. When you hear your name, may you please step forward to the podium. Miss Melissa Baylor. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
May I please have your date of birth?
5/10/79.
Thank you so much. I have a violation of probation for you this afternoon. There is probable cause for that violation. There is a no bond associated with your violation. I'm going to keep the no bond. And Miss Bridget, may I please have a court date for Judge Toner that's sooner than February 23rd? Thank you. Is there one next week, quite possibly? Yes, ma'am. Is that a arraignment date? Thank you. Is that 1:30, 1:15? 1:30. Thank you. So, Ms. Baylor, I'm gonna set your court date for January 26th at 1:30 PM. I would rather you get into the judge sooner than putting you out more than 30 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, you're welcome. Good luck to you. Oh, yes. Oh, Miss Baylor, are you going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney, or would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
Public defender, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. And so January 26th at 1:30 PM in courtroom E in the courthouse, okay?
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bauer. Oh, you know, I need to change the date on the bottom. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Bridget. Sorry about that. Ms. Mees? Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello,
May I please have your date of birth?
7/26/68.
Thank you so much. I have several matters for you this afternoon. I have one case that involves a count of retail theft and trespass after warning. There's probable cause for those charges. I also have another case that involves another count of retail theft for which there's probable cause. You're going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney. Would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
Public defender.
Yes, ma'am. I'll appoint the public defender in both of your matters. And may I please have her criminal history?
Sure, Ms. Meese has a petty theft in 2016, a withhold on a felony grand theft in 2015, 2 more petty thefts in 1987, and 1 obstructing officer without violence in 1986.
Thank you. And Ms. Meese, I have an address for you on Mayberry Road in Spring Hill. Is that a good address?
Yes,
And how long have you lived there?
10 years.
And do you have family in the area?
Just my husband.
And are you currently working?
No.
I'm going to set your bond as to count 1 at $1,000. And as to, that's on the retail theft. As to the trespass, I'm going to set your bond at $500. Your court date is going to be February 14th at 9 a.m. in courtroom D. As for the other count of retail theft, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. And your court date on that is going to be February 14th at 9 a.m. in courtroom D.
All right.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brown? Good afternoon, sir. May I please have your date of birth?
1/1872.
Thank you so much. I have a failure to appear for you this afternoon for which there's probable cause. Are you going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney, or would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
Public defender, please?
Yes, sir, I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
I do. Adjudication, 2 days, credit time served. The original charge is at Willis.
So, Mr. Brown, there is an offer for you today from the state attorney that is credit time served. You'd be adjudicated, be assessed the standard fine and court cost and a cost of incarceration. Is that something you'd like to do today?
I don't really understand, ma'am.
David, would you like to explain that?
He didn't understand what that meant.
Yes. Mr. Brown, this is the public defender. You have a charge of driving on a suspended license that you got picked up. Right now, you have a $2,000 bond. But the state attorney has offered to resolve the case today. If you want to plea out, it would be time served and you'd be released today.
Yes, I would.
And you understand by entering a plea, you're waiving your right to trial by jury to confront the witnesses against you and to any further discovery. You're also waiving your right to have the state prove the case beyond to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt, and you're giving up those rights to take care of it with this plea today.
Yes.
And in 2022 CT 3418, to the charge of driving while license canceled, suspended, or revoked, how do you wish to plea? You may plea no contest.
Yes, guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea.
I'm sorry?
You may plead
No
no
contest.
contest if you'd like.
No contest.
I'll accept your no contest plea. I'll find that it's freely and voluntarily made. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Hernando County Jail with 2 days credit for time served, assess the standard fine and court costs as well as the cost of incarceration, cost of prosecution, any cost of your defense. And Madam Clerk, may I please have that amount?
$450.
And that is $450. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Next one's also.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mendez?
Same offer. Same offer, Judge.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi,
Hi, may I please have your date of birth?
12/15/75.
Thank you so much. I have a failure to appear for you today as well. There's probable cause. Are you going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney? Would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
Public defender.
Okay.
Judge states extended same offer.
So, Mr. Mendez, the state attorney is offering you that same thing, adjudication, credit time served, standard fine and court costs, cost of prosecution, cost of incarceration. Is that something you'd like to do today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you understand by entering a plea, you're waiving your right to trial by jury to confront the witnesses against you to any further
I do.
discovery. You're also waiving your right to have the state prove the case beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. And you're giving up those rights to take care of it with a plea today.
Yes.
And in 2022 CT 2615, to the charge of driving while license canceled, suspended, or revoked, how do you wish to plea? You may plea no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your no contest plea, find that it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail with 2 days credit for time served, assess the standard fines and court costs, as well as the cost of prosecution, cost of defense, and any cost of incarceration. And Ms. Bridget, is that $450 as well? And it's $450, okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Rosillo?
the statute of limitations issue.
Hi, good afternoon. May I please have your date of birth?
Good afternoon, it's 8878.
Thank you so much. I have a failure to appear for you as well this afternoon. Are you going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney, or would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
I'd like to serve as the public defender, please.
Yes, sir. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you.
And Judge, I just would like to note for the record, this case is more than 5 years old. We'll be filing a motion.
And may, and Mr. Rosillo, the bond that's associated with this KPS is $2,000. I'm going to keep the $2,000 bond because there is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. Your next court date is going to be February 13th at 9 a.m. in courtroom B here in the courthouse in Brooksville.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Verrecchio?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. May I please have your date of birth?
9/15/1968.
Thank you so much. I have a violation of probation for you today. Obviously, there's probable cause for that. You're going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney, or would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
Public defender, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. There is a no bond associated with this violation. I'm going to keep the no bond. And your next court date is going to be January 23rd at 9 a.m. in courtroom B here in the courthouse in Brooksville, okay?
Yes, may I ask you a question, please?
Yes, sir.
They gave me a court date yesterday when I came to the jail for February 13th.
Yes,
For
sir.
violation.
I moved it up. I moved it up to January 23rd.
Also, both of them will be taken care of that day?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Verrecchio.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Gleason? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
May I please have your date of birth?
2789.
Thank you so much. I have a failure to appear for you today out of Pasco County. The bond associated with that failure to appear is $1,013. And we're going to give Pasco County 5 days to come and get you.
Okay.
Okay? All right, thank you so much. Mr. Dean?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. May I please have your date of birth?
7/23/1990.
Thank you so much. I have a couple of matters for you today. One is a failure to appear. There's probable cause. Are you going to represent yourself, hire a private attorney, or would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. I also have another case for you for possession of a controlled substance for which there's probable cause. Would you like the Public Defender's Office appointed in that case as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I'll appoint the Office of the Public Defender in that case as well. And may I please have Mr. Dean's criminal history?
Mr. Dean has in 2022, a trespass. In 2020, he has an adjudication of a petty theft. 2018, adjudication on trespass. 3 times, 3 different counts of trespass in 2018. 2017, he's got a petty theft and another trespass. In 2013, he's got a possession of paraphernalia. And in 2012, he has an adjudication of reckless driving. The state is offering today 20 days to resolve, 20 days for Hernando County Jail to resolve.
The misdemeanor failure to appear.
Correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Dean, as for your misdemeanor failure to appear, the Office of the State Attorney is offering you 20 days in county jail. Is that something you'd like to resolve today?
Yeah, but that's the best I can get, yes.
If not, I can, your court date is gonna be February 8th at 9 a.m. on that case. And the bond is $2,000 pursuant to the KPS.
Okay.
In regards to the possession of a controlled substance, I'm gonna keep your bond at the $2,000 pursuant to the schedule. And your court date is gonna be February 14th at 9 a.m. in courtroom D here in the courthouse. So if you'd like, I can keep your court dates the same, or you can accept the 20 days, it's up to you. But I did appoint an attorney for you, so if you'd like an opportunity for them to come out and speak to you about that misdemeanor, we can do that as well, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep your court dates as to February 8th and February 14th, okay?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
an attorney will come out and speak with you.
All right.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Dean. Jail, I believe that concludes our
We do have
first
an
hearing.
add-on.
I don't have any of that information.
Judge, what happened when you did the first appearance? She had 6
Oh, yes.
charges.
Yes.
And the bond was, the court addressed the first 5, but neglected to address, looks like, the paraphernalia count.
I'll set the bond of the paraphernalia at $250.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
AIM? He is President approaching, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Joel Jr. Ami.
Ami, okay, Mr. Ami. Does he qualify for the public defender? All right, I'll appoint them to represent him. And you're charged with burglary of an unoccupied structure, and I think it's an attempt. Is it charged as an attempt?
No, Your Honor, I believe it's an attempt also.
Okay, does the state want to be heard?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, does anyone know I didn't have a chance to look it up, but the attempted burglary of a structure?
I didn't, but I can in a moment, Your Honor.
Okay, sorry, I didn't have, my computer wasn't working in the other room, and I didn't have a book. I can try to look it up now, but. I know the state has a good database. And I don't know if we have a.
In my younger days, when I'm here all the time, I had it ready at the reach.
I've got a 812. Let's see. 81202. I've got 810.02 subsection 4A-1. So that's the attempted burglary of a structure. I do find probable cause for the attempt. And so, Mr. Ame, no contact with any victim or witness, no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. The bond will remain set at $2,500.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah? I don't know if you want to ask your attorney if you should say anything. 'Cause
One moment. good, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Justin Anderson,
Your
Declet?
Honor, on that case with Joel, Amy, are you gonna take no action on the Orange County case 22MM8669?
Oh, I don't,
No objection and no action, Your Honor.
I don't know what it is. Can I have that paperwork in, or? That charged?
Battery, touching.
Yeah, but was it filed on?
Can I have the case?
I'm looking at it now.
Can I give the case number again?
2022 MM8669.
He has
No.
a waiting hearing on February the 1st, 2023.
No, we have not filed on it, Your Honor.
Yeah, I don't, just because he has an arraignment doesn't mean they
Yeah, no, we haven't filed.
filed on it. I don't show they filed on it. I'm not gonna take any action today on it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Justin Anderson, Anderson Delect, all right. Tell me your,
Approaching for the court's information.
tell me your name.
Justin Anderson Declet.
All right, and he qualified for the public defender?
He does, Your Honor, and he's also eligible for direct PTR.
Okay, all right, and so, Mr. Anderson Delect, I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. You're charged with petty theft. I do find that there's probable cause. You're not to return back to the Walmart, no contact with any victims or witnesses, and I'll place you on pretrial release.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jessica Beaulieu, I'm sorry if that's,
She is present and approaching, Your Honor. She does qualify for the public defender, and she's eligible for direct PTR.
okay, thank you. All right, good morning, tell me your name.
Jessica Boyer.
Okay, I'm sorry, I must have really mispronounced your name.
It's French. I don't say it right either.
Okay, all right, Ms. Boyer, you're here for possession of drug, or possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I do find probable cause, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and I'll release you on pretrial release.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day. Jessica Comer,
She is present and approaching, Your Honor.
okay, does she
Does
qualify?
for the public defender.
Okay, great. Thank you. Saves me a little question. All right. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Jessica Comer.
All right, Ms. Comer, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed the affidavit for battery and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and I do find that there is probable cause. I'm going to order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness in the case, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I know that y'all work together at the Checkers, but have they indicated whether or not you're going to remain working there? Because that's a contact issue.
I no longer work there, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, no return back to the Checkers then, okay?
Can I ask
Again.
a question?
Well, I would ask your attorney, because I don't want you to say anything, okay? And then I'm gonna set the bond, I'm gonna stay the bonds at 1,500 or 500 on count one and 1,500 on count two.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, she qualifies for bond with PTR.
Okay, I'm just gonna release her on bond, thank you. I have John Doe. I know we had two John Does, so I'm not sure which. It's the 1355055.
Your Honor, for the court's information, I do have three that will require a Spanish interpreter.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to save those till last, or.
Yeah, let's do that. Is this one now, or?
He is Spanish, and then Elias Silva Miguel, and the other John Doe are all Spanish speaking.
Okay, does he need the interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, why don't we recall him then? So this is John Doe ID 1355055?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. We'll recall him then at the end. Eduardo Garcia?
He is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Good morning, tell me your name, please.
Edgardo Garcia.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you're here for a failure to appear warrant. I don't really have anything here other than the teletype, and it was I think for a VOP status hearing, is there no bond? All I have is the affidavit that says he was arrested for a warrant out of Osceola, and then I have the teletype that says failure to appear for a VOP status hearing, and I don't have anything else, and it just says bond amount none. So is that,
That is how it appears
Okay.
on benchmark here.
all right, does he have the public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, they'll have to file a bond motion for you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Imari Hunter?
She is present and approaching. She does qualify for the public defender. I do have a probable cause argument, and she is eligible for direct PTR.
Okay, good morning, ma'am, tell me your name, please.
MRA Hunter, good morning.
All right, Ms. Hunter, you're here for driving with a suspended or revoked license, attaching a tag not to assigned to a vehicle, and no motor vehicle registration. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you, and what is your PC challenge?
Regarding the charge of attaching registration or license plate not assigned, for a warrantless arrest on that charge, the officer has to actually witness the tag be attached, and that is not the case here.
No objection to RR on that count.
So you're not making a probable cause? I mean, she admitted to doing it.
I looked at the case law said that even if they say that the officer still has to see it.
Okay. Well, it's not my understanding of it, but I think that might be for proof to a jury. Elements to a jury, but not sure. But anyway, I won't find PC as it relates to count 2. I'll ROR on count 2. The state's not requesting any additional information. I do find PC as to counts 1 and 3. So don't drive without a valid driver's license. Count 1 is 500. Count 2 ROR. Count 3 250. Oh, well, she qualifies for direct PTR. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, Ann. Never mind. I'm gonna put her on pretrial release. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Trevor Jaskier.
Is President approaching?
All right, tell me your name.
Trevor Jasker.
All right, Mr. Jaskier, does he qualify for the PD?
He does, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender. Mr. Jaskier, you're here for grand theft, 3rd degree, and I do find that there is probable cause for that offense. I'm going to order that you not return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, no contact with any victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. And it looks like you're out on release, 22 CF 2982. I'm going to revoke the release and set the bond at none at this time. I'll appoint the public defender if he doesn't previously have them in that case.
What was that case number again, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
2022 CF 2982.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And the bond will remain at 500.
Thank you.
Jordan Lazu Soto.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please. All right, Mr. Lazu Soto, you're here on a violation of probation or community control, and it's probation. And there appears to have, so there's a warrant. Oh, no. Okay, so it was a curfew violation from being at the outside of your home, outside of the hours that you're allowed to be. I do find probable cause for that offense of the violation of probation. The bond will be set at none. I'll appoint the public defender, and I believe you'll see a judge in a week to 10 days or so over there on the VOP.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Austin Miller.
He is present and approaching, and he has indicated that he has private counsel.
Okay. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Austin Miller.
All right, Mr. Miller, you're here on, it appears to be 2 violations of probation. Is that correct, or is it 1? 2? Okay, okay, I was asking my clerk, but thank you, Mr. Miller, I appreciate it. And so, the bonds are set at none at this time. I'm not gonna appoint the public defender because you indicated you have an attorney, and you'll see a judge over there in a couple days for that, for the BOPs, okay? Mitchell Rivera Padro,
He is present and approaching. If we could waive reading.
okay.
He does qualify
Have
as
you-
a public defender.
Have you gone over the charges with him? Okay, so he understands what he's being charged with.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, and tell me your name, sir.
Mitchell Rivera.
All right, Mr. Rivera, I'm going to appoint the public defender. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. The public defender advises me that they've gone over the charges with you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You understand what you're being charged with?
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's pursuant to a warrant, so probable cause was previously found. I am going to order that you're to have no unsupervised contact with any minor under the age of 18. And I believe the bonds were set. I'm going to keep them all the same at 1,000 on each count, and there's 10 counts, so it's 10,000 total. Thank you. Have a good day. Elias Silva Miguel.
He speaks Spanish, Your Honor.
Okay. Anton Tambly.
Present and approaching.
Right. Does he already have the public defender?
I am not sure. This is an out-of-county.
Oh, okay. It's an Orange County case. Do we know? Okay, I don't have a PD here.
Sorry, Your Honor, I can tell you, give me the case number. Let's see if I can find it.
It's 2014 MM 9638. It's either an O or a 0. All right, tell me your name, sir.
My name is Anton Tembley.
All right, Mr. Tambly, you were arrested for failing to appear for a warrant out of here in Orange County. Do you know if you have an attorney on the case? I think the state's checking, but.
I don't see a public defender on the case,
Okay.
Your Honor.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You do have a bond of $500, okay? So you're able to bond out, you can bond out. If not, Orange County will come and pick you up, okay?
I will pay.
Okay. Just don't miss court again when you get another court date, okay? Because it's an old case.
It's okay, it's a mistake.
Okay, hold on. I don't want you to say anything, okay? Just show up to court. Angel Burgos Rosello.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor. It appears that the affidavit is the same as it was yesterday.
Okay, I haven't received any additional information.
Yes, this is the one I think I have. Hold on one moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
And what was the last name on this one, Mr. Burgos?
Well, we've got a bunch. It was the accident that it's.
All right, I received one. Ms.
Polk
Smith,
County and then Osceola County, and there was three resisting with violence and a grand theft, and none of it made any sense.
So, Ms. Smith, I did send you an email to your, I didn't know who the public defender was until she announced herself. But that was the email I was provided, copy, and I forwarded it to the public defender from FHP.
So this is for Angel Renee Burgos Rosello.
That's not this one? No.
Okay. I've just received it, so we'll both read it.
Would the state, can the state email it to me?
I said she did already.
I already emailed it to you.
Okay.
So I need a minute to read it too, because it wasn't provided. It's the same probable cause that I was given before, the exact same.
That's all that state received from FHP yesterday, last
Okay.
night.
So, and now I guess they have changed. I'm not really sure because it says on the first page, charge 1, resisting officer, and it charged it as a felony with violence. And then on page 2, it doesn't say count 2, but it says resisting arrest without violence as a felony. I believe at this point, I've received the same affidavit, and then there's something about an aggravated assault. I don't know. But I think there is probable cause for resisting without, based on the information that's contained within the affidavit that I've been provided, but it is the same affidavit that I was previously provided. Again, I think that there's resisting without, and that's it.
Defense concedes that there is resisting without within the charging affidavit, and we would ask that bond be set within the misdemeanor schedule.
Okay, and so resisting without is 843. 843.02. So I find probable cause for resisting an officer without violence based on the information that FHP has provided the state and this court. For whatever reason, they've not provided the court with any other information. And so, Mr. Burgos Rosello, you're not to have any contact with any witnesses or victims in the case, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and your bond will be set at $500. I think there's Polk charges. Is there a hold on him for Polk? I think there is. Anybody?
I believe there is.
We checking out, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm pretty sure based on what was in the affidavit, that there is. Okay, well, I guess they'll figure that out. All right, I have John Doe again. No, sorry.
Spanish.
Okay. Morris McCray.
Mr. McCray is present and approaching.
Your Honor, on that last case, they do have a hold for Polk County.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Morris McCray.
All right, Mr. McCray, you're here for a petty theft with 2 prior convictions. Does he qualify for the public defender?
He does, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint them to represent you. I do find that there is probable cause based on the affidavit. I'm going to order that you not return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, no contact with any victims or witnesses. The bond will remain at $1,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Alaric McFarland, and this was also, Ms. Kennedy Swanson, this was also one of the additional ones. But if it's the same PC that I've already read like 3 times.
Correct. I have
don't know if.
no additional information, Your Honor.
Okay, so again, is Mr. McFarland there or?
He's being brought up.
Oh, okay.
It'll be just a moment, Your Honor.
All right, tell me your name, sir.
Alex McFarland.
All right, Mr. McFarland, I brought you back because of the PC issue, and after review of the affidavit, I do find that there is probable cause for resisting an officer without violence. That was 843.02. It's a misdemeanor of the first degree, and that's based on the information that I was provided by FHP and the state after 2 days. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim, witness, or co-defendant, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, and no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Your bond is set at $500. What is, the face sheet I have is blank, so I don't know if there's any, like the,
He don't qualify for anything, Your Honor, and he also have a hold for Polk County.
okay, that's what I figured, okay. All right. I wasn't sure if there was any out-on releases or anything. Jarquez Page, Ms. Kennedy Swanson, this one, the defendant was charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle, not like the others that were charged with resisting with. But again, I did not find probable cause yesterday because there was no indication. Mr. Page indicated after being Mirandized and interviewed that he was seated in the back seat, and there was no indication that he had any knowledge or was involved in anything. And then when you look at the second to last paragraph on page 3 of 4, it says probable cause exists to charge Mr. Page with armed trespassing of a conveyance and possession of a firearm, altered or obliterated serial number. So I don't find probable cause for grand theft. I believe trespass, is that a lesser included?
One moment on that one, Your Honor.
But also trespass does require knowledge that you're not supposed to be there.
No, I understand. I didn't know if she wanted to make any argument as to that. I know that was what the state argued yesterday, so it's a different state attorney. I'm just not sure what information was relayed.
Got it, Your Honor, thank you.
But the problem is that I don't have a charging affidavit for possession of a firearm with an altered or obliterated serial number, and I don't have charging affidavit for armed trespassing of a conveyance either. It's just grand theft.
Objection to ROR, Your Honor, no PC at this time.
I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry, no objection to ROR for no PC at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, based on not receiving any additional information in the state's no objection, I don't find probable cause for grand theft of a motor vehicle. And so, Mr. Jarquez, or Mr. Page, I'm sorry, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. I can't impose any conditions based on not finding probable cause, but I believe you do have holds for the Polk County situation. Okay, so they'll pick you up. Okay, now we've got Spanish. So let me call the interpreter. And I don't know, can we do John Doe 1355055?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, because I don't want to confuse them.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Ricardo Morales, Spanish interpreter. I have not been sworn in yet.
All right, Mr. Morales, please raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you swear and affirm that you will translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
I do, Ricardo Morales, Spanish interpreter.
All right, and this is for Osceola. Sir, tell me your name, please.
Señor, por favor, indíqueme su nombre.
Jesús Acosta.
Jesús Acosta.
All right, Mr. Acosta, okay. And so does he qualify for the public defender?
He does, Your Honor.
¿Él acaso cualifica para el defensor público? Sí, señoría.
All right, and they were not able to identify him?
Your Honor, yes,
Él
Your
no
Honor,
pu-
we have paperwork.
Right.
¿Acaso no pudieron identificarlo a él? Sí, señoría, tenemos documentación.
So it's identified as John Doe.
No, he's identified as Jesus Manuel Acosta Montilla.
Okay, I haven't received that information.
Así que ha sido identificado José Jesús Manuel Acosta.
Is that what he said his name was?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
¿Acaso es el nombre con el cual se identificó? Sí, señoría.
Okay, I didn't have that information. I just had John Doe.
It was sent in an email, Your Honor.
Okay, I didn't get it. Okay, all right, so, he's charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and I do find probable cause.
Bien, a usted se le acusa de manejar un vehículo de motor sin portar licencia de conducir válida y determinamos que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad.
So you're not to drive without a valid driver's license.
Así que usted no puede manejar sin una licencia válida.
I'll set the bond at, I think it's set at $500. Does he have an immigration hold?
¿Se fija la fianza en $500? ¿Acaso tiene alguna detención por inmigración? No, señoría.
All right, make sure you do not miss court, sir, okay?
Señor, asegúrese de no faltar a una cita judicial. ¿Lo entendió? Okay.
Thank you. I'll point the PD, yeah, sorry. Got a little confused there. I have another John Doe. Do we have a name for him? I didn't receive anything for that.
My apologies, Your Honor. Can I have the case number for Mr. Jesus Acosta?
They don't give us case numbers in Osceola?
So we're gonna do Melendez.
I can maybe give you a booking number?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Yeah, they don't give us case numbers. All right, sir, tell me your name, please.
Señor, por favor, indíqueme su nombre despacio y en voz alta.
Joel Rincón.
Joel Rincón.
How do you spell that?
¿Cómo deletrea usted este nombre?
Joel Rincon.
All right, Mr.
Joelrincon.
All right, Mr. Rincon, and they were not able to identify him.
Your Honor, we have a passport, for him that was brought up. And his name is Joel Jose Rincon.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rincon, you're charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license and no motor vehicle registration.
Bien, señor Rincón, usted se le acusa de manejar un vehículo de motor sin ser portador de licencia de conducir válida y también se le acusa de no tener permiso de circulación.
Does he qualify for the public defender? I'll appoint them to represent you. I do find probable cause.
¿Acaso cualifica para el defensor público? Sí, señoría. Designaré al defensor público para que le represente y determino que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad.
You're not to drive without a valid license.
Señor, usted no puede manejar sin licencia de conducir válida.
Your bond will be set at $500 and $100.
Sus fianzas correspondientes serán $500 y $100.
She was taking the picture.
Right. Don't miss court, Mr. Rincon, okay?
Señor Rincón, no se pierda una cita judicial.
Elias Silva Miguel.
He is present and approaching, Your Honor.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Muy buenos días, por favor, indica su nombre despacio y en voz alta.
Elías Silva Miguel.
Elías Silva Miguel.
All right, Mr. Silva Miguel, does he qualify for the public defender?
He does, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
¿Acaso cualifica el señor para el defensor público? Sí, señoría. Designaré entonces al defensor público para que le represente.
You're charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
A usted se le acusa de manejar un vehículo de motor sin portar licencia de conducir válida.
I find probable cause for that offense.
Determinamos que hay suficiente indicio de criminalidad para esa acusación.
You're not to drive without a valid driver's license.
Usted no puede manejar sin licencia válida.
The bond will stay at $500. Does he have an immigration detainer?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I think that's it.
¿Se fija la fianza en $500? ¿Acaso tiene una detención por inmigración? No, señoría.
On the two John Does, we're gonna accept the names that was given.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Ms. Smith.
For Osceola.
All right. Have a good rest of the weekend, or I guess it's not the weekend anymore. What day it is.
It's close to the weekend.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one. All right. And then we're just about to start Orange. Can we start with the Spanish, or do you want me to call back the interpreters?
We can start with the Spanish.
Okay. All right. Mr. Interpreter, just be a moment or so, okay?
Certainly, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I'm just gonna split this up. Just gonna let her figure it out. Okay, I guess end the call. No. I may have to call you back.